Thank you for waking up with Bunny. I am so excited. Here in the States, today is a holiday, so that is always fun. It means that everybody's rhythm is completely going to be thrown off all week, and it's especially kind of an obscure holiday, so half people don't even celebrate it. It's just one of those days. We are kicking off Monday like we always do, which is fun, right here on Twitter X together. And I am excited about that. So I have my coffee, I have my water, I have you guys. Like, what more could a girl want on a Columbus Day Monday? Am I right? Let us see what is going on in our neck of the woods. Let's see what we can dig up and talk about a little bit. Oh, that's almost cruel, Renee. Number one, it's Wisconsin. Number two, it's bike riding on trails. Like, this is my happy place. This is my happy place times 100. And she's just rubbing it in my face. That is awesome. I love it. That's great. Ladies of Las Vegas love the World Manosphere Champion. Oh my.
You got hurt.
I'm far away from that. Not for cheating my no.
Right now.
Oh my.
No, you gotta. You got hurt.
I'm far away from that. Not for cheating my
That's funny. Tickets on sale now. Good morning, Balancer. Good morning. Everyone like, subscribe, share with your friends, invite other people to wake up with Bunny and enjoy our little discussions here. Let's see. That's pretty funny. Oh my God. The tweets today. The people tweeting today. That's pretty hilarious. Oh, Universal Girl Playbook. Boyfriend, engagement, wedding, house, babies, ignore at your own peril. So, yeah. Exactly. I mean, this is every girl's goal. They plug in their own ages and stages, their own accomplishments, because here's the deal. And our neck of the woods may not agree on this 1000%, but I want to give you my hot bunny take on girls and good morning on girls and college education. College educated women were a thing even back when they were then being groomed to strictly be stay-at-home moms. Education has always been valued in women because they are the ones who are then raising the babies. They're the ones bringing your children up into this world. They're the ones teaching your kids until they go to formal education. So having an educated wife, girlfriend, mother of your children is still of value. There's a lot of kind of like backlash in our neck of the woods because of the debt that it incurs because of this education. I myself went to private university, so I was just looking up my school loan debt that I've got left over just over the weekend. It was super fun, but it goes with the quality of person that you have and the quality of person that you have, then raising your children. So although this girl is going to UC Law, this is a woman who is wanting to be an attorney. That's a whole other career path that that we do warn against a lot. Although there are a lot of things that you can do with a JD that have nothing to do with being some badass argumentative powerhouse attorney, like trial lawyer kind of thing. There are a lot of things that women and men can do with that JD degree. But the point of this tweet is that all women have this universal playbook that we think about, that we obsess over, that we dream about from essentially preschool on up. You have to have the boyfriend to have the engagement. You have to have the engagement in order to have a wedding. You have to have the wedding so you can get the house. You have to have the house so you can have the babies. All of this plays into us having our dream life and the life that we've dreamed of forever. Jinx, thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning. Good morning. It should be a good morning on the internet. Oh, wow. Fort Worth and I talk about this quite often because we live in such an entertainment district. We live and work within a mile of everything that we do. There's very few things that we have to venture even outside of a mile radius for. And we've both lived in more rural communities. I've lived in this like this. I've lived in with that view, not necessarily this view. That's an old house. That's far older than I think I've ever lived in. But you just make different decisions based on where you are in the world, in the area, in the region, what sort of life that you're creating for yourself and surrounding yourself with. You make different decisions based on kind of where your environment is. This is why we always say environment matters. Environment matters. Good morning. Good morning. I love this. If you live out in this kind of environment, this isn't going to be a hard pickup community. This isn't going to be one where you are going and making day game and night game moves happen, right? You need to be in somewhere more vibrant, more energized, somewhere more downtown and centralized. If you want to be a player or a playboy, you want to run a lot of women through your world. It's easier if you are living in a more vibrant, hot community, right? But if you want to raise a wonderful family, protect yourself and your family, if you want to keep a lot of the things that are working so hard to break the family down these days, if you want to protect yourself from that, then this kind of environment is a good way to go. You just have to decide based on where you are at any given moment in your life and in what your goals are as to how you need to best live in order to accomplish that. I definitely think that every man in particular needs a season of female abundance. I think that every man in some way, shape, or form needs to run a rotation of some level of women through their lives, because it allows you to compare women in real time to one another. So it's kind of like it's the Amish community that like at 16 the boys will like go into the city and they have like a year to, I've never been Amish, I've lived among them, but I've never been, so the details are a little sketchy in my brain right now. But the bottom line is they go and they live in the real world for a year and they kind of experience that and they see what life is, and then they return, but they get it out of their system, right? I think that this is where those college years, a girlfriend and I were just talking about this a few days ago, that if you don't have those college years, and this actually goes back to even the post about this post right here, you know, girls need those college years to kind of have fun and fuck around and find out a little bit and party a little bit more, because the idea is that when you're out of college, once you graduate from university, then you've got the boyfriend, you've got the proposal, you've got a wedding in the works, you've got the family on the way, essentially, right? And for all intents and purposes, it's the women who don't have kind of that getting it out of their system phase that tend to fuck up their lives later, like 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s. It's like they wonder what they missed if they didn't experience it in the first place, right? So you have to kind of follow the trajectory that works best with women's natural wiring. And this is just our wiring. You might as well be aware of it and know it so that you can work to make sure that that fits in with what you're needing, right? So all of the, man, that was a whole big circle for those two tweets, but it's so impactful once you really like get this burned into your brain. The idea of understanding women's psychology, women's wiring, women's natural way of doing things isn't to frustrate you. It isn't to turn you off of women. It isn't to decide that all women are garbage or, you know, women aren't worth your time. It's to make sure that you understand where the push is, where the pulls are, where the draw is, how we behave. And so therefore you can utilize that information for your own benefit and for your own long-term quality of life. Whether you're creating a family, whether you're just wanting to, if your goal is actually to be a Playboy the rest of your life, all of this you need to know in no matter what your long-term goals are, because this applies to the women that you're dating. This applies to your wife. This applies to your daughters. This applies to your figuring out why in the world your mother behaved the way she did when you were younger. This applies to your sisters, female coworkers, all of it. So this is why understanding female psychology and our natural wiring is absolutely paramount to your quality of life. This whole turtle thing is cracking me up. It's very aggressive towards the black. Good grief. I thought it was a one-time thing whenever I saw it the first time, but now I'm seeing it over and over and over again. Good night. Okay. What else can we discuss? What else is going on in the Twitter sphere over here? Let's see. I don't want to talk about politics. There's nothing wrong with this. Oh, that's actually pretty funny. I have to say, that's actually pretty funny. Fuck around and find out, people. Yes. Okay. You guys know that I think the world of Stephen's story. And so pretty much if I see his name, I'm like, I want to see what he's talking about right now. Never knew how angry I was until I moved out of the United States. It was always bubbling under the surface. Subconsciously, I was angry I wasn't living the life I really wanted to. This is in a nutshell, this is the American way, right? That this dissatisfaction, that this anger, that this inability to control and to enjoy is always just bubbling under the surface. You know, I was talking about this with Fort Worth just the other day because we have a personal training client who is a female who is currently engaged and planning a wedding in like a week and a half to an Italian man. And they're going to split their time as they have been throughout their relationship between the two areas and between the two continents, between the two countries. And what's fascinating is she was talking about how whenever they sit down for dinner in particular, you know, that it is a multi-hour event. And it's not that it needs to be multiple, you know, multiple courses or that anything else has to be going on. It's that they talk, they sit, they relax, they enjoy the meal together. They talk about everything at this dinner table. And this is one of the many things that has gone by the wayside in most American lives, which is such a shame. You know, movies don't even seem to portray anymore. Television doesn't even seem to portray anymore. Actually sitting down at the dinner table together as an American family and sharing a meal, you know, when I was growing up, when I would have friends come over and join us for dinner or spend the night, and so they would have dinner with us or whatnot, I had so many comments about the fact that our family sat down at a formal dining room table and we ate a meal. Now, it still wasn't an Italian style, you know, hours upon hours of just deep discussion, talking, laughing, teasing one another. It was still a normal length meal, let's say. You know, you sit down, you have your prayer, you have your food, you talk as you're eating and as you're enjoying the meal, and then you go on about your evening, right? But even then, even when I was a child and a teenager, that was surprising to many of my friends. And now you don't even see it portrayed in the media. You don't even see it as a goal or as a norm of sitting at a table and eating together. The Cosbys did it, right? Even what were their names? The Roseanne Barr, that show. Even the ones that were portrayed as like lower white trash kind of families still sat down at a table together and ate back in the day. Now you rarely see that. It's such a shame. And this is kind of one more example of, you know, the waste of time that adult Americans spend. And this is exactly with what goes in conjunction with what Stephen's story is talking about, is that there's such an undercurrent of kind of frustration, anger, dissatisfaction that runs through our lives at all times, that we feel like we have to keep working. We have to keep plowing forward. We have to sacrifice everyone and everything around us for whatever the project is that you're working on at the time, whatever whatever business deal is in the works, whatever the boss wants in that moment. Good morning, Tony. I'm so glad you're here. You probably would have a lot to say about this. I need to have you, Tony, we need to talk about you getting on my interview show pretty soon. I think that would be a really good conversation. And I think you would have a lot of good things to say about specifically what I'm rambling about right now. But this just level of dissatisfaction and undercurrent of unhappiness that runs through specifically American families right now. And this is to the detriment of everyone. This is why it takes so little to kind of crumble a family, to crumble generations of work that have built up to where you are today, is because of this undercurrent of dissatisfaction and anger that's just always there in American culture. You know, Stephen's story is, and this is probably, you know, reminding people to design your own life, which we talked about when I had him on my interview show. If you want to look up the Bunny interviews, Stephen's story, we had a great conversation about designing the life that you love and that you dream about, so that you can have the best life possible. We only get one opportunity, right? We only get one chance around the sun. So I'm sure this is so he can talk to you about independent adjusting, which is a huge opportunity that he offers in getting you to be able to design the life that you dream of and not have this undercurrent of just constant anger. So I would say the point of all of that speak that just came out of my mouth is that if you go through the steps of dating women and comparing them against one another, settling on one, and I don't mean settling, I mean choosing one that really fits into your life and plugs into your life best. You decide to propose, you decide to get married to that one, you decide to create a life with her, but then you continue to hard charge forward and you neglect the relationship that you two build and the relationship that you build with the people that you create, then no one wins in that scenario. It doesn't really matter who you chose to live life with, because you're gonna fuck it up. You're going to, in the end, I mean, people love to throw around the quip about, like, you know, when you're on your deathbed, nobody says, I should have worked harder. I should have worked more. You should have valued relationships more. And this is where, again, understanding and having a deep understanding of female psychology and keeping the women that are in your life kind of on par with the quality of life and the kind of life that you design goes a long way in making sure that you have long range, like lifetime range satisfaction and happiness. Happiness is a moving target. Happiness isn't really something that men strive for, but satisfaction, right? This is a key ingredient to ensuring that at the end of your days that you're pleased with the way it turned out. Oh my God. Chaotic drunk videos. I freaking love this channel. They post the goofiest, most random stuff.
Yeah. I'll take it. Come on, man. Yeah, give it to me. There we go. Whatever. We are alive. Fuck you. I'll take it. Come on, man. Yeah, give it to me. There we go. Whatever.
That's like
we are alive.
Oh, that's good. Seriously, how it feels when you just want to chill on Twitter, but all your mutuals are fighting in the online and that's pretty fucking hilarious. Guy with a surfboard. When your sweater game is so strong, the ladies are afraid to approach you. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh. Let's see. The purpose of art is to elevate the soul. That is incredible. To see that in person would be just absolutely mind-bending. All right, let's see what this guy... Oh, no.
Joga pouquinho, você dá pra mim. Passa em mim, sai em mim. Joga pouquinho, você.
Oh, man. So much politics, so much happening right now. 10 ways to find a high-value man. Oh, my gosh. Get in my belly. That looks amazing. And super clean. Working out. Oh my goodness. All right. One more thing. Let's just find one more good thing to discuss this morning. Let's see. What a great snow effect they had in 1939. That's pretty funny. Oh, okay. Now this is good. Womanese translations. Situationship, which is a relatively new phrase that's coming down the pike right now. That's just fuck buddy. It means that, he's not committing to her. She's irritated, but she keeps having sex. I'm kind of talking to someone. I'm having regular sex with someone, period. I'm finding myself living my best life. I'm partying and getting ran through. That's 1000% true. I need to get to know you first. I'm not attracted to you, but I will use you. And yeah, this is pretty good. Keep in mind that most women are dating as serial monogamous in their heads, okay? They may still be running orbiters. They may still be running situationships, fuck buddies, men in the background. But they think of themselves as dating one man and then dating one man and then dating one man and then dating one man until they finally get married, right? But the reality is that dating may be for one night. Girls are notorious for considering men that they're fucking as a form of relationship. So if she says she's in a relationship with someone that always or dated someone or any kind of clues, if she mentions someone, he stuck a dick in her, period. Remember that, because this is important. A lot of you guys kind of get freaked out by a woman's count and like how many men she's been with. These are the clues that can cue you in to where her life has been before you. Okay, so keep all of these things in mind. And let's see, what I would really love, I have an ask of you guys. If you guys will check out my breakup recovery guide, I think that would be pretty fucking awesome. It's not an expensive product. It's handy to have whenever you need it. If you will go to myplayboysbunny.com under products, you will see that breakup recovery guide. And it's just really, it's a good book to have if you need it. It's a good book to have if you're going through it. It's a good book to have even if you've already gone through a breakup and feel like you're almost to that healed point and are tired mentioning her. But if you're still bringing up a girl from your past, if you're still seething about a wife who broke up your marriage, if I'm glad you don't need it. YYYZZZ. Happily married, don't need it. I'm glad about that. If you still like, if there's a mention of a girl from your past and it kind of sends you into a pissed off rage, you're not like over that yet. And that's where this breakup recovery guide will come in very handy. Also, having nothing to do with any of that, how cool is this AI art that one of you guys made for me, and I love? It's so fucking cool, based on my profile picture, and I just freaking love it. It's like my favorite thing. He made it like a month ago, and I still just look at it all the time because I think it's so cool. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Columbus Day if you're in the States, or Monday if you're not. I hope that your day and your week is off to a fantastic start. I want you to go lift heavy things, go have some hot sex, go accomplish something, but also don't forget to enjoy your life a little bit. Think about that Stephen Story post, and remember to enjoy the people around you and not just put everything off until the end of life when you can't really enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I want you to win in all areas of life.